Good morning, everyone. Oh, am I supposed to post this? No, I think we're live. Oh, okay. Well, the chats are on X, by the way. I'm probably saying that too early. People haven't figured out that we're live. $7 is pretty nuts. What is the flow here? Oh, it was 63%? What the what? 62 million shares and there's only 76 outstanding. Wow, this company is trash. These financials are so they really are like on the cusp of bankruptcy. Legitimately. Yikes. There's a pretty nice bullish divergence here on the 15-minute for DNUT. I don't think you touch beyond here. You could probably try selling some calls. This thing's run from 50 cents to $7. That's pretty impressive. I guess we can look at the options market, but it's going to do crazy things off the open. They listed more options on this thing. It's so crazy. They wouldn't do that for retail, but they're adding new strikes on calls so the shorts can hedge. There's a lot of liquidity. You're gonna be able to sell some like in the money calls where you can just execute and run the shares. So you could buy up 100 shares of this and then sell like an in the money call. Is what I'm saying. That's really actually playable, actually, even for like a small account because of where this is at. There's minimal risk. Let's look at DNUT real quick. Interesting. This is moving well too. I wonder. Um, DNUT really only has 30%. Typically, for big short squeezes, you want over 40%. There's no good news here, right? No, it's just retail running around looking for short squeezes. I'm not gonna play behind. There is a divergence on DNUT this morning, but I don't think I don't like playing this stuff. You know, wisdom to new traders who are excited about that stuff. Like you can literally play none of that and make really good money. All right. I need to bring this up on this one. Is this marked up? I thought I had a marked up Netflix chart. We were just trading it very recently. Kind of like Netflix as a play, but I wanted to bounce and like get a denial off 1175. That's what you would ideally want to see. Last night before the close, I was wanting to play hymns here. Let's get Netflix on the focus. Oh, and this thing's in the middle of a golden short setup, honestly. For me, with the daily and weekly. So, yep, pretty much under that pre-market low. I'm gonna take a short. I mean, this is a head and bearish divergence in the open, so yeah, it's actually so. Stream, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm copying these charts and uploading them into my Discord, so everyone knows what I'm watching this morning, and the chart, so they can see what I see. Bitcoin looking weak. Tesla has earnings tomorrow, right? So, yeah. Someone said Ugla looking ugly. It does. It does. This is another thing with the minor bearish. Actually, with the clear bearish divergence. You're blowing through this, headed towards the 130 key level. Let's get this out of the way because it's just noisy now. So, I want to see the test of 130. This is first next big level. If you break this, it gets really ugly, like 110. So personally, I feel like here there's more upside risk than downside risk. Oh, what's going on? Like a really goofy cup and handle into the open. Not many expirations here, and really crap liquidity. So share is probably best. Actually, if we just even go to a regular trading hours, this really isn't a setup. Today might be kind of a boring day, anyways. I mean, when I'm looking at stuff moving in the pre-market, actually, DraftKings is on my list. Probably an interesting move. Mm-hmm. So DraftKings sees what Kalshi? Is it called Kalshi? They see what they're doing and they're wanting to mimic it. There's nothing on this chart. Nice routed top. Hmm. I like this one. It's a pretty tight stop. Not much of a move though. You pretty much have to play at the money. All right, let's look at Google after that OpenAI news. It's recovered it well, like really well. We got about 11 minutes before the market opens. I mean, it's honestly a really nice, well-rounded bottom with daily about to. I mean, I don't see the green. Yeah, there's that green candle. It's got a positive integer. Pretty nice momentum flip. Everything else should fall through as long as the rest of this looks fairly decent. It honestly doesn't. It's honestly still pretty sloppy here. But over the previous day's highs, it's probably worth a shot. I would say the setups this morning are pretty low quality. Hims is probably best. I don't know. We've got a lot of alerts on deck though, so a good amount of hit. But went through. I did a lot of prep for this week, because it was a good time to update. So I want Google here, and I probably want to watch Amazon after its hot run over Apple, and then we'll get Hims here. Uh, All right, we got 8 minutes until the open. I feel like we've got if you guys got questions, let me know. Let's get this on. Oh, I just turned it off. I can hear my son being crazy. I love these mornings, man. It's kind of chilly, and I got my hot coffee and hoodie on. Love it when it gets a little cold outside. That chill when I get to the office wakes me up. Really well. I need to get this news up. Anthropic telling the U.S. government it is not woke. That's the first headline I see. The U.S. government it is not. Oh, are you watching my live stream? And I know, Abe. You having fun?
Are you getting an echo?
Well, I mean, I joined it here and I heard you. Anything have
Heard
your?
me. I didn't say anything.
What do you mean? I heard whatever you
You
were
heard you.
playing through speak. Yeah, you're right. I heard me. Okay. Anyways, anything have your attention this morning? Did you see the Dunkin' Donuts squeeze? Donuts.
Krispy Kreme.
Yes. And Beyond Meat.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember trading Krispy Kreme in the $15 range. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. What a failed IPO. They both don't have any news either. It's just a straight squeeze. Honestly, like, interesting. Beyond Meat looks a lot more interesting.
It has over 60% short float. That's delayed data, but I imagine they'll close and then get right back in. Gotta be a little cautious about Cisco today.
Are we going back into the round of let's pick the shittiest stock and pile in? Are we going to do that for the next couple of weeks again?
I don't know. They'd have to sell the other garbage they own. Does retail have enough money at this point?
Maybe they're just taking advances out on their tariff stimulus checks.
That's not gonna happen. There's no way. Unless it's a sneaky way to start UBI, which I think Trump would be in
If
favor
they
of.
did, well, I don't know. If they did do it, I was just about to say basically it's the
It's to do trickle up and not economics.
it's like wealth redistribution. let's take all these corporate companies that are not raising their, like, for Walmart, for example, they really haven't raised their prices direct. I mean, they obviously have raised their prices over the last few years, but directly because of the tariffs, they claim that they're just basically lowering their margins. Whether or not that's true, we'll see. But so basically, they're eating the cost of it, and then we're just going to take that and redistribute to Americans, the lowest class Americans. Because I'm sure there's probably an income cap to where you don't get a stimmy if they do it. So it's basically just wealth redistribution. Let's, yay us. It's like gold is, or not gold, but like metals look like they're maybe hammering out some type of
Low.
band-aid or stop. They got a bounce last night, sold back off.
Reached a major key level here.
Um,
Filled that gap to the downside. There's another one though on the breakdown of
yeah,
362. That's
that was a
just
crazy move yesterday.
it has to, like, GLD has to reclaim 380 for me to get long again. And I won't get long silver. But if I wanted to get long silver, ooh, I would need it to reclaim 46. These don't look good yet. Oh, GDX now 70. It's actually about to give up its.
Yeah, GDX went below 70 last night. I saw it trading, or this morning I saw it trading the 69 handle.
Interesting. Well, market about to open here. Let's see what that first move looks like. I'm gonna try. Trying and failing. Oh, I got filled on him, so I'm gonna try him short here.
Well, right there.
I took a small entry off the open there. Netflix might be a good short. Might add to my Cisco calls. We can wake up. SPY getting beaten down here. Looks like SPY, IWM, and Q's all down off the open. Oglo catching a bounce. UCB plummeting. There's there's nothing. There's actually not a single contract in open interest though. Can't really touch that. Spies, crazy week right here. Honestly, as far as alignment goes, it hasn't broken major key levels, but that alignment's awful. Let's see if it could trap again. Him's put's working. Oklo broke pre-market lows at 131, about to test 130. You still short Oklo?
Yeah. Considering covering right here, actually, I was just looking at that.
I actually covered it yesterday.
I was hoping to take it down to the 120s.
This is major support for this stock, but it looks like it's just going to blow right through it so far. It should catch some support here. This is where it should kind of start to struggle for continuation to the downside. SPY testing the pre-market low.
I was doing a good to cancel yesterday, and then
All right.
took it off because I thought we were going lower today.
I'm not even sure SPY can pull off a bounce here. Just look at the downside confluence is super weak. It will. It'll come test the CMA. Wow, Oklo actually blew through that resistance, no problem. Watching Cisco, I have some calls here. I'm going to cut them. We get under this previous day's lows. Amazon gave up its pump. SPY's about to give up after hours low. Could accelerate under the previous day's low. Netflix getting a continuation, but it's pretty extended right here. I want it to kind of chill out a bit. Give a cleaner entry. Actually, it's a pretty nice bearish divergence right here on the 15-minute. Go setting new lows as the RSI creeps higher, which gives it more room to run to the downside. Let's go to 5 minutes SPY. Maybe we can set up a short as this thing bounces up a bit. We had SE hit the watch list. So this day's got a really big trend break. That looks pretty ugly. And it came and back tested here with the bearish divergence as well. It's trying to recover though. Maybe it'll come test this trend line here. It's testing in 5 minutes. Right now, everything's trying to bounce. Daily clearly weak. This is 2-day look like. It's a pretty awful setup. There's no entry right here. Because a lot of those momentum indicators show a bounce actually. Oklo continuing to sell right off, man. It didn't bounce on that support at all. Wow. It's crazy weak. The next major key level, there's a little minor one at like 116 and another minor one at like 120, but it's blowing through this. Wow. Everyone is panicking out. I don't blame them. I mean, how dumb is this management team? Let's get SFE up here. Keep an eye on that. It's testing 48. Good. Wow. SPY hasn't even broken a major key level, and VIX is already almost over 19 again. What's the story with that? Is KRE moving? It's up. Nice at me catching some bounces. Is MP part of that bounce? No, MP's melting. I see nothing but positive headlines about the rare metal story, but this doesn't seem to have been enough. Okay, there's really tight. I'm gonna buy some end of the really small end of the week. Put position on SPY here. With a really tight stop. It's just a really good risk reward. Try it here. I wait very patiently for the bounce. Well, let's just watch the 15-minute and see if we can crack that previous day low. Bitcoin's trying to bounce. Let's see if there's any comments. When would you buy Oklo? I mean, I don't 60, maybe 40. I mean, Oklo here is hmm, you're getting really oversold, man.
It's hard to buy a stock that I was getting short at beginning at like 135. It's hard to turn around and then buy it when it's plummeting a few dollars lower.
What do you mean? You sold calls on this thing in the 190s, didn't you?
Yeah, but I also sold calls on it in the 130s.
Oh, geez.
I thought it was oversold in the 130s.
And yeah, I mean, it's deep. It's at a 16 RSI on the 65-minute here. I mean, you're honestly getting confirmations to the downside though, but it should bounce. I mean, this thing's extremely low now. This must be retail going in and selling what is probably going to turn into a short-term low here, honestly, but I don't know. I mean, if you're asking that question from this viewpoint of like I want to be an investor and I want to get an Oklo and I want to hold it for 5 years. I mean, the unfortunate reality is that you could probably buy this for at 85 eventually, but you might wait another year. You might wait another 6 months. So, I mean, if you're in it and you've wrote it all the way down here, you probably sell some calls against your shares, but like in the money calls. And if it starts to bounce, you just buy it back. But you'll be paid really well for that risk. I mean, right here, it should bounce back up and test the 130s again. It looks like a bit of an extended move. But yeah, that's the way you got to kind of handle that, is give it lots of room to breathe. And as an investor, I mean, it's still not by any means cheap. This thing can definitely go back down to like 60, no problem. And you gotta also think about what the timeline is for these nuclear companies. I mean, the stuff they're building is going to take them like what, even with deregulation, 5 years tops. If there's any issues in that build process, if there's any delays, or if it costs more than they expect, I mean, all of that is going to be bearish catalysts that are going to send this price lower. If there's any issues with them, like securing fuel or any short squeezes, not even short squeezes, but any short. Well, I mean, short squeezes are going to be negative, but there's going to be a short supply. It's going to be negative. So, I mean, you got plenty of stuff over the next 5 years that can give you better entry on this. I would just be patient. If you're a trader, yeah, I'd be looking for lows, but wait for confirmation. Wait, if you're a trader and you're looking to just, I mean, wait for this thing to at least reclaim like 141 from here. You get over that bearish EMA on the 65-minute before there's a real change in behavior, because there's no signs of it yet. Really simple. But I wouldn't buy a falling knife like that with no like confluence confirmation. I really don't want to close this Cisco position, but this is the first stop, so I guess I'm going to size down here. I'm just going to size down slightly. Him starting to bounce some, but premium's holding up fine. Let's see if we get tired and this bounce into some resistance under that previous day low. Looking good so far. SPY started to puke up. Just inside moves for Google and Amazon. There's nothing looks all that interesting right now. Apple testing previous highs here. This needs to be brought down a little bit. Gave up that pre-market pump right off the open. I guess we could watch Beyond for some action since everything else is pretty boring. Wonder what these contracts look like. Stupid expensive, man. I'm going to buy calls on Beyond. I would not touch this. Are you kidding me? Dude, your implied volatility is over 1,000. You do not touch this.
Don't tell him not to touch it. I need somebody to buy the calls from me.
Are you sold calls on this thing? I mean, look at that.
No, but obviously it's something I will be selling calls in if this thing goes higher.
They added strikes this morning. I mean, you could sell the $14 calls for the end of this week for 60 cents. And they
Really?
and they have it. Yeah, you could sell 8 points out of the money here for 60 cents.
Oops.
And it has 1,000 implied volatility. Now it's 50 cents. It's now it's back to 60 cents. These things are moving pretty wild for every penny. I mean, that's a really good risk reward on that. It looks like all the shorts are pretty much out. They got short at like 50 cents. So squeeze potential looks dead. Bitcoin breaking 8K again, but it's just dead, honestly. Him's trying to bounce, but it's building some nice resistance here.
You told me 60 cents. I sold them for 70 something.
Oh, nice. Did you really? Because right now the spread, they already went wild on the spread. Wow, this freaking people are loading this up. Oh my gosh, if you're watching me, do not buy calls on this. If you buy calls on this, you need to see a doctor. These poor suckers.
You never know. It could double again tomorrow. It's like, do you want the dollar? Do you want to double it and give it to the next person? This is the game that's being played right now.
You take it or double it and give it to the next person.
Uh-huh. That's basically the hot potato game that's going around right here.
You sold that for 70 for real? Boy, I'm watching the volume on this just tick up and up and up and up. There are
Yeah,
so many suckers getting into this at this price. Are you kidding me?
Sometimes these things go even further than you would think.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
I would say it's already done that. It was at 50 cents.
well, it's definitely already done that. But
Yeah.
start small. Just start to fade it slowly and increase your size if it keeps going up. That's how you play these.
Listen, if you're watching the live stream here, I saw one a guy wanting to buy calls. I'm gonna just tell you right now, you can get rich and never touch shit like this once, ever. Especially in a bull market like this. Like, there's no reason to go that far out on the risk curve. I mean, I play lottos too. You know, I play things that are just complete coin flips. I'd say this isn't any coin flip. It's completely not in your favor. But there's really no reason to feel any FOMO over a clear. I was looking at the financials of this thing earlier this morning. It's absolute trash. There is no turnaround story here whatsoever. It is not a GME.
Those calls are already worth half of what I sold them for.
I know. I'm watching it here. Like the easiest money ever.
Which also means if you bought those calls here, you just lost 50% of your money in 7 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's I mean, you're finally below 1,000 IV for those contracts way out of the money. Did GME ever hit 1,000? 1,000 is insane. You know, I can count them. I can count on one hand the amount of times I've seen that in the past decade. Maybe over 1,000.
I feel like it did in the short-term expirations.
Okay.
I don't remember. It's been so long ago. I remember seeing it over 700. I know I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was in panic mode, so I'm not exactly sure. Triggering my PTSD.
This market is just getting so boring here. Meta looks pretty good.
I still haven't gotten filled in Oklo.
You gotta get out.
Yeah, but the puts, because I put on a spread, so the spread is not coming in. I went too far out in time too. My spread was out in November. I should have done shorter dated expiration.
Yeah, I tell you what, yesterday I did not think there was another 12 points to the downside here. I mean, this thing is crazy sitting now. I really think this is like retail panic selling what will be a short term low. But I wouldn't buy it here. I'll wait for it to show signs of a turn. Ham's did a good job of turning that support to resistance so far. Probably swap Amazon on the watch to Meta. And keep an eye on this. Might buy some end of the week calls. Let's watch the 5-minute chart for that. You can kind of,
If you really just
nice back test at this pre-market high, I might give it a shot.
if you're dying to get long Aklo here, you can sell the 70 puts in November for $1.30 or $1.40. That'll get you long around $70, 69, 68, and some change. I kind of almost like that here, to be honest. At least for a trade.
It's not a half bad idea.
I want to put in an order and just see if it gets filled. Let it come to me.
These SPY puts moving yet? Not quite. TLT getting hammered. Hems puts also flat. I might be too patient with Hems, honestly. Let's take a closer look. Let's zoom in a little bit. No, it looks fine. NVIDIA catching a bounce here. I wonder if AMD's catching a bounce with it. Coin down 3%.
Look.
CRISPR down 3%. Neo up 3%. That's interesting. What's Baba at? Baba reclaiming a pretty nice key level here. Oh, it's doing it with strength. I mean, you've pulled back to the support on the daily. So definitely you want to be like hunting for signs of a turn here. It's not great so far. I'm not ready to chase this yet. Especially with this so extended here. It's probably gonna chop. It's just an inside day so far, but I'll set a trigger over 171 and I'll buy that momentum through a key level.
Isn't Tesla tonight? Or Tesla earnings are tonight?
Yeah, Tesla earnings tonight. I'll go down.
Do you see that article they posted just tearing into Musk and Tesla pre-earnings, basically calling him a fraud?
No, I don't read stuff like that.
Well, they posted it right on Thinkorswim's like their research tab. I was like, oh, it's aggressive.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. It kind of made me want to get long. I was like, yeah.
Already my number one stock position. I actually have some lotto puts into the earnings, but there's no like just on the idea. I don't think we hear about Optimus much, and I think that's what market wants to hear about.
Yeah, that's the next big shoe to drop.
I mean, there's nothing bearish about this chart, honestly. You do have really poor like momentum confirmations on the weekly, but it's still clearly up, so it could resolve that. Better catching a pretty nice extension. Oka almost at 120. Wow. Wow. Wowzers. It was catching a nice plunge. Almost up at 10% here. On that smaller SPY position, we're still mostly flat.
I'm gonna say they filled me. I did get filled in that Aqua short put.
Oh, at 70? Yeah, I like that idea.
Oh, look at that. Beyond Meat must have got a bounce because I got filled on more of those at 72 cents.
Really? Because it's not.
I don't know, but I have more contracts now.
That's funny. It's not bouncing at all.
How did I get? What's the time to? Yeah, 10 minutes later, I got filled on more of them. Huh. Okay.
That's an easy trade. Thanks for the free money. So stupid, man. You got filled on those at end of this week, right? Or is it end of next week?
No, the end of this week, like
The spread's
2 days from now.
The spread's 25.55 and you got filled in at 70?
Yep. 7 minutes ago.
Oh
70.
my gosh. Also the
70.
volume on those contracts this morning was 0 and now it's 866.
What is the saying? Never look a gift horse in the mouth.
Yeah. That's nuts. Stuff that's running is I mean, actually, honestly, meta looks pretty good right here. Broke to that key level. You've got a flip and momentum on the 15-minute. It looks like you're about to get a flip on the. I might try some meta calls here. Coming in a bit late, so I'm going to take a smaller size, but. Wow, these are stupid expensive, surprisingly expensive. Maybe let this chill over a moment. Might be a bad entry. Maybe I should be a little bit more patient. Those Q's out of the hole. IWM back testing a key level here. Now they're bouncing beyond.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are. Any questions on the stream? What do you think about gold? What do I think about gold? I mean, it found a key level low, filled this gap, and it's bouncing up the gap, but you need to get over this bearish EMA here. It looks pretty decent, but I would wait for further confirmation. I still think 380s where you get long again. I mean, momentum's dying. It's under the, yeah, 380 is what you need for confirmation on multiple time frames. But looking at this daily, it looks like it's not done. The thing is this thing could pull. This thing could drop another 20 points. It can have another quote unquote historic day of selling, and it'll still be clearly bullish. So bubbles be bubbling. Not much clarity there. Maybe I could zoom in on the 15-minute and see something more. I mean, you're back testing the bullish EMA flip right here, but you're like stuck in this. So, I mean, making an attempt on a short-term trade here has a really tight stop, right? Like really tight stop. So, I mean, if you're super bullish on it and you want to try it, you know, I would stop it under that 15-minute EMA, which is literally about to break like right now, though. Or you could stop it under the pre-market lows. But that's still like 4 points on a short-term contract. But if you want to try some monthlies and see if you can catch the actual low with a stop like that, it's not a terrible idea, right? Everything's about the risk reward and the probabilities. You could catch a short-term bounce. But for me, what I'm gonna do is just let it breathe. QBTS is breaking major key level to the downside here. I just got the alert on it. This is where selling should start to accelerate. But your IV is stupid. What a bummer. Man, option market pretty much at all times has priced these quantum names to go down. Even when they were going up, they were priced to go down. So So there's not much opportunity there unless I just go short, and I think the borrow is stupid. All right, spy put's working here. Hebs put's working here. I'm eyeing this meta. Those contracts were stupid, but they should have relaxed a bit. Oh yeah, they've relaxed significantly. Even on that bad test. We didn't even crack that candle from green to red. So wait, let's look at the 5 minute here. Bad tested. Bullish EMA and it's not clean. It's not clean. So I mean that's holding up. That looks fine.
Is Beyond halted or is my screen not working?
Um,
Beyond must
I
be
don't-
halted,
I don't see anything about it being halted.
but it's not trading. There's no level 2. Yeah, I'm not showing it trading. That's a halt to the upside. It's a big number of volume. I can't count that high. Is that 790 million?
This is such a funny photo. Beyond sausage.
Not close,
It did.
starting to get a bounce.
It did make.
Not close. Sorry.
Oh, I hear you.
They're starting to take out some of the extra juice and the put that I just sold. Hopefully, I'll get covered in my other position on this little bounce here because it's right almost back to 125.
Yeah, about 20% on the hems puts here. Could take a partial. I think I'll let it cook a bit longer. It's gonna sit on the short side here. Meta starting to relax here. Now meta doesn't look appealing though. I really wanted to see it turn. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Kramer said it's time to get out of Beyond Meat, and retail immediately bought. You know, that guy used to be really good. Well, I don't even think he's actually bad. He's definitely probably better than the average retail guy, but
He's given me some ideas over the years.
yeah.
I remember when he said to buy, what was it? It was one of those makeup companies like,
Elf.
no, maybe he
Ulta?
looked at, this was back, no,
Ulta?
back during COVID. I think SIG, is SIG a
That's
makeup
a
company?
medical company. I'm pretty sure. I think it's like health insurance or something, isn't it?
No, oh, it wasn't makeup. It was jewelry, Signet Jewelry.
I think like K's and all that stuff. But back during COVID, he was like, I like this better than some of the other um, those type of brands. And I think at the time it was trading at like $5 or something, and it proceeded to like 20x over the course of the next couple years.
That's pretty good trade.
Yeah, I only took it for. I mean, I made good money on it, but I didn't. I, I remember looking back and thinking, "Holy crap! I should have just tucked that one away." I think they're like the holding company for a bunch of different jewelers, like K Jewelers and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Still flat. Hems up. Cisco trying to bounce. Cisco's doing a good job. Under 70, it's like 69.50 is my stop. Did size down here, but still in it. Still have Angel ANGX. I still have January calls for that. Pretty much every time the bid on those January calls goes to 0, I try to snipe some calls for really cheap. And then just keep buying them. I feel like this thing set a really nice low. And now it's doing some accumulation. So I'm fine waiting it out. You know, especially at the end of the year, this market will get nutty again. So
I did like a 4-man's covered call in there instead. I bought the April's for next year, the 250 strike, and sold the 750 in November.
okay. It's comment. Why do you seem so chill on stream, but on X you seem like an asshole? I mean, I could get fired up if you want. I mean, there's just nothing to get fired up about. I don't mean to sound like an a-hole on X. It's just
Comes naturally.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, just I'm probably spending too much time on social media, and it's making me angry. All the dumb things I read. You know, it's okay to be wrong in trading. We're wrong all the time. And risk management keeps you alive. And it's just probabilities, right? You know, my best textbook setup gives me an 80% win rate. Well, I don't know when I lose that 20% of the time. I might fill that full 20% of the time loss in 2 weeks and then just go on a massive win streak afterwards. You know, that's just how probabilities work. They're kind of random. So you just gotta stick to your process, what works. Make sure you're reviewing the
Beyond
losers.
the
But I mean, we're wrong. But there's a difference between that and between doing something that has no process, that makes no sense, that has no good thesis, and that's most of X. And on this platform, I feel like the more followers someone has, the more stupid shit they post, which just makes no, you know, the people that go on these big financial sites, I listen to them and I'm like, this guy's an actual moron. Like, I'm not even sure he makes money. I think he's just from trading. And that irritates me. But honestly, I shouldn't. I should have spent so much time talking smack. I should just focus on my game and what I'm doing. But I can't help myself sometimes. Funny comment, though. Pretty funny. Who do you think is the worst on X? Who's the worst? I don't know, man. Who's the worst? Michael Gade? It's pretty bad. When people say that people that do what I do are scammers, I think of people like Michael Gade, who is licensed and has 0 brain cells. Uses bearish stuff to snag stupid money, and then puts it in dumb holdings using dumb strategies that quit working years ago. But but pretends like he's so smart because his historical analysis tells him it'll work, even though it hasn't worked for 5. It quit working 5 years ago. It's a different market regime, and instead of pivoting and changing for 5 years, that guy's eating shit on his funds, and then he wants to talk down to everyone about it. To me, that's the scammer. Not intentionally scamming, maybe, but I mean, it's not. It's if I'm being generous, it's generous. It's ethically gray area, in my opinion. But the guy's a dumbass. He's got like over 500,000 followers. I think even more than that. I think it's like close to 1 mil now. And I don't think he's ever posted anything intelligent in his life. That's not true. But it's a lot of garbage. A lot of garbage. And the thing is, that's most of the professional side of this industry. Guys, I don't really do it anymore. I mean, I would if someone asked, but for a while I was just going around to hedge funds and I was teaching them options. And the amount of these guys, this is no cap, okay? Not a lie. The amount of these guys that I would go talk to them and I would teach them options and some pretty basic strategies and find out that they would literally come to me and be like, well, what do you think about this position? And it's a position they've already set up in a client's account. And it would be a fucking mess. But they would have already done it with someone else's money. Like, they don't even know what they're doing. And they're taking like these options trades in clients' accounts to hedge or to maximize returns. And their strategies were they're no better than retail. And some of these guys have billions of dollars in AUM. So, and then you go on X and it's like, no one's really worked in the industry. So they think, oh, this guy's licensed and he knows, he passed Series 7. Well, I'll tell you what, man, I didn't even study for the Series 7. And when I took it, I was like, what a fucking joke this is. And it was stupid easy. People take a Series 7 and they think they know options. Yeah, right. Even a CFA exam doesn't really teach you what you need to know to be a good trader. I mean, all it is just like legalities. Oh, you understand legalities and now you think you're a quote unquote expert. That's not how it works. So, I mean, it's a bunch of pseudo professionals on FinTwit that look down on day traders, but honestly, I think they're the morons.
Sink or swim, Schwab just 10x the leverage required or the capital required on those Beyond Meat after that fall. It went from like $200 a contract to $2,000 a contract.
Oh gosh.
That's not nice.
Hems puts working, SPY puts. Well, I don't know if SPY puts are working. Let's see. Hems puts up 26% here, looking good. Our SPY puts are up 15% here, looking fine. SE's about to break this pre-market low. I mean, I guess we should take a look at these contracts and see what we see. And there's not a lot of liquidity. Maybe buy some 150s, but keep it small. I mean, honestly, I don't like how big that candle is here. So if it breaks through this, I want to see a back test and then enter. I don't want to enter into this. Our SPY puts are up over 20% here. I might just close into this candle as it tests the previous day's lows. You're getting pretty extended from the EMA here on the 15-minute. So I'll just sell into this and take the free money. That was a quick. I don't even know what that was. What was that? So we got over 20% on that. I'm not going to hunt for an extension when you're so far extended from the EMA. Maybe there'll be another entry later, but it should backtest this a bit. Nice simple trade. Hem's almost at 30% here, but let's just sit in it. My Tesla lottos are up 25% here. It's probably just an IV pumping ahead of the earnings, though. Oh, no, it is dumping. Oh, we got 2 alerts here. Okay, wait, are we getting some action now that we've freed up the gridlock? We moving? SYM. You know, I really like this company, actually. I remember when I wrote my thesis on this at like freaking $14 and then sold it at 40. There was no one paying attention, and now it's kind of like into the mainstream. This is a pretty major key level here, and I want to see signs of a bottom. Not really seeing it. Let's set a double alert here. If it can start to recover and reclaim 66 here, basically, I might try to go long. 361. Let's take a look at the 65 and the 15-minute. See if we have confluence here. This is getting really extended, actually. Is there news? I don't see nothing pulling up on TradingView. I don't see any news. In fact, there's like positive news. It's interesting. I don't it's in a gray zone right here. You honestly need let's see how it handles a back test. In fact, this trigger should be up a little bit higher here based on the short-term chart. Yeah, I like it right there. Let's look at MPW. We're getting an alert here. This was a real estate short I was looking at. I don't know if I looked at the option chain when I set this up though. There might not be anything here, honestly. There is a ton of open interest on the calls that are down like 90%. That sucks. There's nothing here. Oracle also gave a trigger here. Oh, it's downside. It's testing this big key level. You know, move to 243 would be like a great time to look for a potential bounce. Let's look at the 65. There might be a nice short up setup. It's not. I don't have good confluence here, honestly. It's a major key level break though, but if this R-vol was better, like if this was show me above 1 and I might like it. If it breaks, it might just be let it break today and then play it tomorrow. It'll be a bit cleaner. Spy continuing the sell off, pretty interesting here. Our heads position's up almost 40% here. And it's pretty extended, so let's just take the easy 40% from that morning buy. Oh, I accidentally put a question mark on that daily focus. All right, guys, don't get mad at me, but give me 30 seconds to just do a quick ad. But this is what we post in the Discord. So when I post these in the Discord, I did not mean to put a question mark there at all. But that hymns play that we took was a grade A setup. That's the best setup I give the stuff. And we just locked in the 40% because we're so extended on the 15-minute. So if we can get a nice bounce that gets a denial, I'll look to take that. We've got SE breaking support right here. It might be a nice continuation to the downside. Let's actually look at Netflix here. Is Netflix just catching it? I really don't like shorting Netflix here. I mean, everything's pretty extended. I don't know. I like being slow here. Slow to the draw. In a choppy market. Could this be the start of the plummet? We got the bounce pretty much that we were looking for. I thought it would take a little bit longer, but did it one day. And now we're looking for... Here, let me zoom out. This is a mess. That's too far zoomed out. Come on, let's get the act together. Looking for potential of this. UKB tested the bottom of this bullish wedge and created this parallel channel, so maybe we can come test the bottom of the channel again. I think that's a classic like A, B, C, D, E. So that actually was, is that right? B, C, D. Oh, there's actually typically with this kind of like chop setup, this would be the back test and this would be the breakout. So it looks like the breakout failed. Now maybe come test the bottom of this parallel channel. We can delete this. That was last week. We were actually looking for this breakout that would come test the top of the channel. So that's what we wrote about in our weekly prep. I guess I'll share what that looks like. But this is what this looks like. Still could be considered QQQ, a bit cleaner, set up for the same idea. So market should take down this week. We got that. We're looking for a clean upside move to trap bears, only to plummet shortly after is a reasonable thesis with this setup. And that's what we're seeing so far, but let's see if we can get some confirmation. So that was, as you guys can see, I wrote that on Sunday. That's what I was looking for this week. And that's panning out so far. Wow, Abe, you see Oklo broke 120 here? That's crazy. There was another 17 points to the downside on that one. I don't even want to look at what those contracts are going for. How much did I miss out on? I mean, I made a killing off of that, so I was way oversized in that short. But they're just full panic button on that one. If this thing breaks below 100, I'd start to be really concerned about the long-term thesis of this company. And not just because of price, it's because they should have done an offering and locked in, a few $1 billion to help with future projects. And they didn't, which is like, I mean, that was a huge thesis behind the short position. When I post stuff on X, I never post my thesis, but I'm a type of person where I always like a fundamental idea behind it because it helps my convictions, and then I use technicals to confirm it. So I'll do a bunch of research. I'll kind of build up a base case. And if it's convincing, then I'll start looking for the technicals, some sort of key level break, relative volume confirmation. By the way, Oklo here has a 1.74 relative volume as it breaks through more major key levels. I mean, this thing looks so ugly. It's out of control now. 109 is totally possible from here. You blew through. It's blowing through all the minor key levels here in this range. So the next major key level here is literally this 109. That's where you actually have some periods of resistance and support accumulated here. So that tells you that's a hit. That's a bunch of volume here. Wow. What a move. SC continuing to sell off, but I don't think that looks very good. And that option liquidity is awful. Even HIM's continuing to extend from here. Maybe I should have left a runner. But I'm fine just locking it in. I don't really have many regrets there. We took 2 trades and had 2 wins this morning. That's a good day. There's no real reason to nitpick it. You don't gotta play stuff perfectly, you just gotta make money. Any more questions on the socials? Let's do more questions. Did you used to be licensed? No. Well, yes. I used to work at TD Ameritrade back in the day. I do not hold licenses. I am not a financial advisor anymore. I guess for full disclosure, my family owns a brokerage. Forest Park Capital. Well, actually, it's their second brokerage. It's a second brokerage. They actually own 2, but they're closing the first one and they're starting a new one in a partnership with a fund manager who I really like, actually. He's really, really good. The fund manager that they're partnering with used to wrote most of the algorithms for Morningstar. If any of you are institutional guys watching this, you know who they are. But he's a really smart guy. And he's really good at his job. So, yeah. I don't work in the industry, but I have experience in the industry, and I still have like a massive network as well, which is helpful. That's also why we have, I mean, our Discord is really small, but we have like an abnormal amount of like broker-dealer owners and market makers, and because of like everyone in my network is in there. It's a pretty cool space. But TM breaking major support here. It's a nice alert. I think I might try to establish short here. For a third trade of the day. Really expensive. really expensive, but a move like this, I should be able to just buy out of the money. I could probably buy a 75. I should be able to buy like a few 75s for cheap and wait to see if I can get some confirmation. Let's take a look at these 75s for next week. You know what? I really should call it out after I buy it. Jeez, guys. Freaking way to why did this spread out on me? I got filled on that. Smaller position. Oh, let me let Discord know that was a smaller position. Yeah. Oh, if you guys don't see me typing stuff in my Discord after I take trades, it's because it's all automated through my broker's API. So when I take a trade, it just automatically posts in there. And since the people already know what we're watching on and we know what we're sorry, there's a question here I should answer. M's got you a nice extension here, actually. Oh. That EMA came and met it. So let's actually. Oh no, the 15 minutes pretty extended. Yeah, so I'll wait for a bounce and I might get in. 65 is really extended. Okay. Yeah, I don't have much FOMO about that. It'll bounce a little bit. It'll at least get a bat test or stagnate, and then the EMA will come to it, and then have another clean entry. What was I just saying before I answered that question in the Discord? I was saying something, right? I was answering a question. Oh no, I was talking about the API we have set up. Yeah, so I don't have to share type trades out. So there's no delay between me taking a trade and then like typing it out. And it's a cool feature. I don't know. I guess I was just bragging. Oh, we got get Meta's nothing. So let's get TEM here and keep an eye on that, I guess. I mean, we can honestly swap Google out for Tesla here and kind of switch up our focus a little bit. SE is catching a continuation of the downside, but I don't really like it here. Coin now down 7%. Bitcoin actually doing some nice sideways action, not getting a break. I just look at, if you're bullish on Bitcoin, you honestly just they'll cry when if this thing breaks the downside, which it definitely, that's what looks most likely here by a lot. By like, I mean, if I'm being generous, it's like 70% likely to break to the downside out of this sideways action, and like 30% chance you can break to the upside. But bulls will cry about it, but it's the best thing this thing can do right now, because the worst thing is this thing continues to just chop sideways. You just need some action. And a nice plummet to the downside just to clear out some stops will free up that price action. And then it can bounce right out of the hole. But you need that initial move. You just need it to break. Just give me some movement. That's all we need here. When do you get bullish on Bitcoin? I get bullish on Bitcoin at 116. Right now I'm short. $116 is where you can get an acceleration to the upside. 118 is the highest probability you get an acceleration to the upside. But 116 is good enough of a key level on shorter time frames. Until then, like when it was 114, I went to X and I warned people again, like, hey, this thing still looks incredibly weak. Because when it hit that 114, it was so extended on the 65 minutes. Like you don't got enough energy. There's not enough gas in the tank to push it through that 116 from there. It was already like hyper extended. Not to mention that, but on the longer time frames, the bearish confluence there is so strong. It just keeps pulling it down. So if we can just get a resolution of that, then maybe you can get some upside. But do you think the Bitcoin weakness, the gold weakness is good for Bitcoin? Is the gold weakness good for Bitcoin? I don't know how. Is that what people are saying? Is the gold weakness good for Bitcoin? What do you think? Do you think there's going to be like a diversification of the debasement trade where people are going to say, time to get out of gold and into Bitcoin? I just don't think so. It's just, there's a huge differentiation in the type of person that buys gold and the type of person that buys Bitcoin. They have some similarities. They're both madmen who are going to hold these things no matter what, right? But I mean, think about it. There's people in gold, like for people who think the gold rally is dead, how many people have been holding this for like 20 years waiting for this move? You've got Peter Schiff, who's been talking about gold since 2000 and held it through this. You think he's going to sell now? Hell no. Like the gold bugs are going to hold this thing. And the selling here is some dumping into retail that, that pushed this move into a short-term extreme. But gold bugs are probably going to buy dips here. Bitcoin looks way worse. 3 attempts to break out and all of them failed miserably. This thing just got shoved back down repeatedly. Gold hit an extreme and is just getting a retracement back to a bullish EMA support. Like, man, it's really hard to be truly bearish on that. Especially when you think of like the kind of person holding it. There's also not like a massive retail base. It's not like Quantum. Look at Quantum. Institutional interest in Quantum is, it's like 12% or something. It's nothing. And all the insiders sold their Quantum stocks. I just can't. I probably talk about Quantum too much, but it's just, there's like not a single bullish thing about Quantum at all. There just isn't. And when I heard what's his Mikey and Shay and the Wolf Spaces guys talk about quantum internet, I don't know, my brain, all my brain hears is like static. Like they talk in circles and it doesn't make sense. It's not like a coherent. It's not. if you can't simplify your fundamental thesis to me in one short sentence, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. As simple as that. The definition of mastery is taking complex things and being able to simplify them. So if you can't do that for me, then your thesis is probably bullshit. And when people talk about the quantum internet, they talk in circles and it makes no sense. I'm sorry, that doesn't pass my sniff test. Very simple. Oh my gosh, our AI bot. No way. Hey, the AI bot owns Beyond Meat. I didn't know that. It bought it at 72 cents. Holy shit. Our AI bot is something else, man. Wow. I totally missed the bot buying that. I'm not in Oklo anymore. I closed Oklo puts. Yeah, Carvana's a great short under 323. Hold on. We have some Discord members still on these Oklo puts. Absolute madman. Okay. Here's that M's bounce. I might set up the short again here. Spy bouncy too. Holy cow, he's up 200. Whew. Hooey woo! 250% on Oklo puts there. Wow. Well done. And he still holds one. Well done. Good job sticking with the move. I got a little cute with it. But I don't mind it. We made a lot of money. Again, this is where I wouldn't even leave a runner, honestly. I would just take it. This extension looks like a joke compared to that. That's gonna backtest. I mean, honestly, Hems looks the same way too. Here. So there's probably gonna be nothing to do again. We've already been streaming. We're a full half hour how long I would usually stream. So I'm gonna be looking for an exit wrap here on this stream. But I'll answer some questions. If anything happens while I'm answering questions, I will what do you think of DXY? Was there a Forex guy actually following me? What do I think of DXY? I mean, it's nothing. I mean, what can you think about a chart like that? I mean, honestly, the way I utilize DXY when I'm day trading is you need to just have good velocity. If I just have a bunch of momentum and this thing on the day is making a strong move either to the upside or downside, that might give me clarification on a move that I'm seeing on like the SPY. So, you know, that's the way I utilize like currencies. But, you know, if you're asking me like, what do I think about a trade here? I mean, nothing. Not a damn thing. You need over 100 or you need under 96. Everything in between is noise. Never in a million years, I think someone asked me about DXY. I didn't think I had followers that did retail, that did Forex. There's these bounces. How's that TEM put position doing? That's fine. Huh. Cisco positions bouncing some. Is TLT bouncing into this? Because that's what I would really like to see. All right. It isn't, but it looks fine. As far as Q levels go. I mean, on the day, it looks terrible. I wouldn't like take a long here or anything, but I have some swings that are definitely fine here for now. They don't look good on the 65, but we'll see. It'll resolve tomorrow. Let's get Netflix back up there.
I did some in the money iron flies in or short in the money iron flies on the call side and beyond. I feel like as long as you don't actually get assigned the shares and have to resell them again tomorrow. They seem to be working very well.
Interesting. I mean, these Oakland calls get beaten down. How cheap are these? Because I might try a long here. Just for a quick scalp. Not really. They really didn't. It's still crazy implied volatility there. All right, I'm not touching it. Now that stuff's bouncing. I wonder what Amazon looks like here. Getting denial to bearish EMA. It's still really weak. Apple weak. Google strong. Google has the most appealing bounce out of the hole here. Nvidia can't get bids. AMD still just in chopping. I need AMD over 240. Are you looking at Meta? Yeah, Meta's dead. Okay, let's watch Google because Google almost looks interesting. It's almost giving up this entire 5-minute candle, which isn't good. There's a lot of sell pressure there still. SPY testing a bearish EMA. Puts here with a tight stop can work. Not a terrible idea. Really tight stop. Break out of that bearish EMA there and you cut it. So what, 10% risk for potential 50% to revisit the lows? I don't think you got confluence here though. Is this the 15-minute chart? Yeah, so the 15-minute chart. So if the 10 minutes got 2 candles reversing, no. So it can still make a further move to the downside. Let's look at the heat map here real quick.
Yeah, it's like crashing right now.
What is beyond? Oh, slaughtered. Oh, Abraham printing money. How badly do those? Let me look at these calls. How badly they get whacked? Man.
They went against me there for a while. It was a better trade earlier on, but they went against me to where I think they were selling all the way up for like $1 and a little bit.
This is they're not even sucking out much volatility from these.
No.
Yeah,
They're probably gonna halt it to the downside if they already didn't.
Yeah, they probably are. Look at that. They're think our swim can't even calculate the implied volatility on some of these strikes.
It's already halted.
Oh, retail is in full panic mode. This thing's about to nuke to the downside.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're about to make a killing on those sold calls. I should have joined you on that, honestly, but I just don't like touching this shit.
I actually sold the 9 call too.
Did you really?
For $2. Yeah.
So you're up like 60% on those 14s and you're up 50% on these 9s. 55%. That's good. That's nice. That's nice.
Well, I went to a different broker because I was kind of pissed about the whole 10xing the buying power, and that broker for some reason wasn't even showing the 14 strike. The furthest that I could sell was the 9, so I was like, okay.
I don't even think I don't even think there was a 9 strike when before the open, or maybe they added the 10 through 14. I think it was the 9 through 14. No, that wouldn't make sense. It must have been the 10 through 14.
It must have been the 10 because Tasty trades sometimes. It's not the first time I've run into that where they'll add strikes intraday on like Schwab, but they don't add them until the next day on Tasty for some reason.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You have 77,000 of the $9 calls traded today. My gosh, you just Is retail ever gonna learn not to chase this shit? Are they gonna ever learn what implied volatility is? Probably not. It's just this. There's just the retail mindset is like, oh, trading's just gambling. But you know, you only get out what you put into shit, man. If you don't take this shit seriously and treat it as a business, and have a strategy that you follow instead of just chasing whatever the hell is moving at any given moment, you can't play the markets game. You have to play your own game. So make a strategy, follow that strategy, do your thing. Just, yeah, you'll miss stuff, but that's not what matters. Because there's infinite opportunities in the market. So you don't need to catch every single thing that moves. There's literally no reason to ever feel FOMO, ever. If you took that short idea, it's working right now. And it looks like it will work. On SPY, that is. Was like a 10% risk for a potential to revisit the lows. It was a pretty good risk reward setup. I'd like to see a bigger bounce on HIMS before I get short again. I have to go to the bathroom. What are we thinking? Should we keep streaming or should we is there a reason to use a 65-minute time frame instead of the 1 hour? Yeah, there is actually. So it's kind of nuanced, but I get a little bit more clarity on the EMA structures on the 65-minute. And then when I'm looking for divergences, like hidden divergences, I like to use the 15-minute and the 65-minute. And it's just a little bit cleaner. And that's just through back testing that strategy. So I'm less likely to get faked out if I add that extra 5 minutes to the candle. That's why. It still works on the 1 hour. It's just a little bit. It's like it turns out to be like an extra 12% in gains because of the slight improvement in win rate. Or something like that. Do you have thoughts on IonQ here? Do I have thoughts on IonQ here? I don't have good ones. I mean, this right now, this is untouchable. If you want to get long, look for it to clear out this convergence on the daily. And that's before I even bother looking at the short term. Because for me personally, the way I trade, because a lot of people might not like that answer, but the way I trade is I want to buy this stuff when it's getting momentum. So right now all the momentum to the downside, but it's extended. It's back testing here, so there might be another entry into the shorts. But this might be another name where you can't really be buy side. You want to be selling into it. Yeah, I mean, it's not as bad as the other quantum names. But you're still looking at above 100% implied volatility. That actually is shortable. You will make money if it goes down. But you're going to make about 70% as much because they're going to rip out premium out of it as it goes down. But it's doable. That's the only way I play it. You gotta clear this out. You either gotta clear this out. I guess here's the nuance. You either gotta clear right through this, or you gotta make a rounded bottom here. If we can start to form a rounded bottom, then I'll get in small, and then I'll size up once we clear this. So that's what I would do. I really want a nice rounded structure off a major key level. Like if this thing comes back and back tests like 49 here and makes a really nice rounded bottom, I might take it off of that. So there's your nuance. Spy short working really nicely here. Yeah, you're getting great confluence. 65 minute breaking down too. And it's about to confirm a break of the bullish EMA here. Huh. Maybe we will get this. I will say, like, the daily here is not good. So, like, you see this about to flip. So, if this could flip red again, like this deep red, or lipstick red, over this maroon, that'll be really interesting here. Because right now, this looks like these, like, fake outs where you get this quick plunge and the continuation. So, the probability that you actually get this bigger downside move, which was originally our base case. We set that as our base case back here, and we got the plunge, but the market started to chop it up. Now, luckily, all of our short ideas like Oklo worked out beautifully, even though we didn't get that plunge. Like obviously, this has been amazing, but when this daily starts to flip, the momentum starts to turn here. It does look like a continuation of the upside. So it's pretty low probability that you get a further extent, like a sell off that would last like through the rest of this week or into the end of the month. But it's not impossible. Pretty interesting so far. I want to know what VIX looks like here. VIX selling off with them. Oh, geez. No, stop. Don't do that. I mean, there's still demand for safety here. What do you think about Ethereum? I'm still super long Ethereum. We gave our buy signal on Ethereum when it started to break back into this wedge. And then I went basically max long or at around like 3K. And I'm still long. I'm not long on options. I just own outright Ethereum. And so from here, the big thing is that this weekly's fired. So typically when this weekly fires, you got another 50, 60% upside. So, and monthlies don't fake out a lot. So, I mean, that's what I'm watching here. Everything else seems to be noise, but this is long-term thesis. So, I mean, you're basically coming back to this bullish EMA on like the daily here. You're still defending, well, I guess on the weekly here, you're still defending this wedge here. So you're not getting a breakdown through it. If we broke the bottom of this wedge again and kind of took me to my entry, I might get a little concerned. But yeah, I mean, trade's still really green and looks good. So I don't have really any opinion outside of that, Headline right here. Google achieves first verifiable quantum advantage with the Willow chip. Google Quantum AI. Oh, they're really hitting the keywords there. Google Quantum AI demonstrated the first verifiable quantum advantage using its 105 qubit Willow chip. Using the quantum echoes algorithm, the system performed 1 trillion measurements in tens of seconds. Google CEO says it's paving a path towards potential future uses in drug discovery and material science. This is a significant step towards real world application of quantum computing, and we're excited to see where it leads. Stop getting no reaction. The quantum names get a reaction to that? Not really. They also like ask. Oh, I need why do I not have do I even hold these Tesla autos in the earnings? They're doing well. I guess I'll wait till later in the day. It's still early in the day. Do we continue the live stream or do we call it? We're already like 45 minutes past how long I would typically stream. And I gotta pee. You break that prior law of Beyond Meat, game over. At least for the day. Let's see if there's any other questions. Anything? Anyone got any questions?
It's already game over in there. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it probably is, but you know, yeah, I was hedging myself a little bit. But it probably is game over right there. GG's. What do you think about CEG? I love CEG. I think CEG is a massive winner, and it had a pretty substantial pullback yesterday. Like, yeah, I want to be a buyer here soon. Not yet. Not yet. We sold into this move, and I'll be a buyer again. No problem. No problem. Not yet. Honestly, broke major. Same with CCJ. I sold CCJ too. And whoo-wee. I sold this one too early, but it's actually at my exit right now. So that's cool. No, I don't feel bad about it. But yeah, I like these. You know, part of the reason, okay, people are going to like this. Okay, people are not going to, oh, let me answer this first. This is more, what do you think about NVIDIA calls? Gosh, man, you really just broke like, oh, this daily chart just looks awful. It just looks awful. Let's look at the short time frame. Let's go extended hours. I just don't like it, man. You know, the probability that the market like does something like this and plunges, it'll is low right now. But that said, like this looks freaking terrible. You really need this with a clean move over like, yeah, you really need it over like 185, and then you can start chasing. from 180, get over that. You know, you got all this resistance kind of here. If you can get over that, you should have a pretty clean shot at some new all-time highs. But right now, like 15 minute, 65 minute, 4 hour, and daily are extremely bearish. I mean, on the momentum indicators, that type of confluence is really hard to fight. You know, you might find some opportunities to scalp this when it gets like extended. Like right here, I'd say the selling is a bit extended. If you're looking just for some, you know, scalp, but I wouldn't put any size into that. I wouldn't even do it, honestly. Yeah, it just looks terrible right now. Oh shit, Carvana actually breaking 323 here. Okay. Geez, it's a big move on the day. Is there a headline? JP Morgan placed Carvana on a positive catalyst watch ahead of its earnings. Oh, I guess their idea is it's been beaten down on credit issues that don't seem to be systemic and seem to be one-offs. You know what? I hate to tell you this, JP Morgan, but this thing looks freaking dead. It's well below all the EMAs. And your weekly's about to flip bearish. The only problem with this thing, wait, when is that earnings? It's end of the month. Oh my god, you have to pay out the ass. Maybe I do a spread. Buy the 310s, sell the 295s for November. And the earnings. That way the premium crush isn't hurt as bad. I don't know. I might let this one go. I do actually already have a position. Looks like we're up 30% in the small account here. Oh, what's going on with race? Oh, it looks fine. It's just premium crush. I'm actually trying to buy the dip here on this one. So in my small account, I'm actually short Carvana and long race as a interesting pair trade idea. The idea is that the broke people who buy used cars off Carvana are more broke than ever, and the rich people who buy Ferraris are richer than ever. It's a little more nuanced than that, but at the same time, it really is as simple as that. It's kind of stupid, but race is extremely cheap. The premiums are nutty cheap. Ooh, what is going on with I don't think I'm gonna take Carvana here with anything else other than what I have. Huh. That's like breaking down now. So appealing. I need the alert to trigger. So I mean, the way to probably play this is to buy really far out of the money for November and to that earnings and look for JP Morgan to be wrong. And look for Carvana to say, I mean, Carvana, actually, Root was a huge winner for them And this thing's now been crushed, so they're at like a loss now. And they had a huge win. Actually, I don't know that for certain. I don't know what their average is, but I know they had made some big returns after taking an investment there. I know that's getting shit on. These spreads are freaking awful, man. What am I gonna do here? If I want to buy this, I'm just gonna buy some crazy ass lottos. So maybe I'll try to buy like some 165s. Let's see if I can get filled for $1, and if it doesn't, I don't care. If it doesn't get filled, I don't give a shit. If you'll sell it to me for that, I'll get in. Otherwise, I'm fine. Here, we can swap this out. Oakland now below 120 is nutty. We'll switch this for Carvana. If you took that short idea now on SPY, you got your more lows, okay? So you should be up 50, 60%. And I would be closing that if you haven't already closed it, which I would have definitely closed it now. So if you took that idea when we called it out, great job. Well done. Hims did back test. I should have reset that. Damn it. I was too busy talking. Ugh. I guess I'll... Oh, I had to play this so small. I am going to chase a little bit even though I shouldn't. But I'm going to take a small roll here. I'm going to set it up and then I'm going to look at it. Yeah, this is so far extended. This thing should catch a bounce. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just unhalted and almost immediately rehalted. Dropped another 40 some cents, like in an instant. It's down to 460. Oh, no, sorry. I'm on a phone call.
I closed the Hims. I actually made a quick a few bucks real quick on that Hims. But I'm gonna close it. I should have gotten in when I wanted to. When the 15-minute when into this bounce, I just wanted to bounce into the EMA, and we got it, but I wasn't paying attention. So I had some FOMO in there, but looking at this 65-minute, like we should get a more substantial bounce, or it's gonna just flatten out for the rest of the day. So we'll see how it proceeds from here, but Beyond Meat now at 4. Oh, Palantir, MU. Oh, excelling is accelerating. Oh, baby, I like that Palantir break. Not gonna lie. Oh, things are getting interesting midday here. We're starting to free up some price action. Okay. Time to wake up. I gotta pee like a racehorse. I gotta pee so bad. You've broken major key levels. You're still really extended here. Like honestly, these might be day twos. This might be a lot of these might be look to see if tomorrow's a continuation. But chasing here is not a great idea. MU looks a little bit better as a potential shorts. Yeah, it looks really. That's a pretty major key level there. 65. I mean, again. We gave up 75. CC 700. Google hasn't broken a new law though. There's your relative strength. I mean, let's look at this heat map. Yeah, we're deep red now for tech. We're getting deep red. I mean, Palantir's down 6% now. This is a major sell-off in tech. Looks like energy and minerals is getting bought in health technology. I almost took this off the open. I almost put it on the watch list. I just want to look at this real quick. Oh, so it's still back testing the idea. Ring connection successful. Oh, what happened there? Are the streams still up or did they go down? Looks like streams are still up. Huh, odd. All right, I guess it never went down. On my end, it said that everything was down. Oh. MU might be a really good short. I mean, it was a really good short when it gave up 200. But if it can actually get held under 195, it could be a good short. It's just everything's so extended right here. We'll play the after effects of this broad tech sell-off here. But I don't like it here. I don't like it here. Didn't you just spend most of the morning talking about having no FOMO and then FOMO into Hibbs before you even looked at it? Well, I mean, you're not wrong, but the thought there is like the idea still probably has room to run. Like, you know, you get the back tests and it's just now starting to sell. So the thought there is like it's gonna move fast if it breaks through the pre-market low. So I'll set the position and then I'll look for clarification. I not only do that with trades sometimes, and it was a small position too. That's also a important piece to note. So it's not really FOMO because I had a plan. I was just late to execute the plan. But I also do that when I'm investing. So if I think something looks really interesting, I'll literally buy it and then I'll dig into it. Because usually by the time I'm done digging into something, me digging into a new name or something for a thesis might take like a few days sometimes. So when I'll buy and then usually by the time I'm done doing that research, you know, if I like something and I'm buying it, it usually has good technical alignment and it's part of some sort of theme I like. And usually by then it's already up like 10, 12%. You know, same with that HIMS position. It could have been up 20% and then I get the clarification and it's good. And sometimes you just got to bite the bullet, test it out, and then decide whether you have the confluence there and it looks good or not. So, I mean, I guess that's some nuance. I guess if you're a new trader, you shouldn't do what I just did, but the reality is, for a lot of you guys that are new, like, you know, people who say like never buy trades that are losing. Well, sure, if you're new, you shouldn't. But when you've been doing this for a while, those I don't want to call them wisdoms. Those hard rules that can help you when you're new just become suggestions when you're more experienced and you have a good system and you're good at recognizing your emotions but not acting upon them, then you start breaking rules. Because I buy losers all the time and average into losing positions, and it goes just fine. So it's there's some nuance there once you're more experienced. But if you're new, what I did there was probably a bad idea, but it was fine. I don't think it's a problem. I also don't think it's hypocritical, but I understand why it looks like that. I like that sweatshirt. Oh yeah, MBT merch. We'll be making some new merch here soon, actually. Um, I'm getting these remade as embroidery, and I think I'm gonna have Champion make them. So we'll do that after the new website's up, which it's almost done. So I guess since we're live streaming, I'll say that we're writing a trading course right now. Probably the best trading course ever made. It's taken like a few years to put all this together. And if you're a licensed professional in the industry, this course will be you'll like it a lot. The more you're in finance, the more you're probably going to like this course, because it's literally the UI and everything is nearly identical to your series exams, like 80 banker, or if you've done insurance, same companies do all these licensing exams. But it's going to be a lot like that, where you're going to have a section and then a quiz, another section. Each module is going to have an exam. And I've got it broke down into 5 modules and 1 final exam. If you pass the final exam, we'll send you a certificate to say you're a true MBT trader who understands not only the basics of what the function of the stock market is, how market makers and dealers function, but also how to do fundamental analysis, the basics of reading a balance sheet, evaluating a moat, and also the technical side. There's a portion on the technical side, of course, and then also our strategies, our legitimate strategies that we use. So you'll understand, if you pass this, you'll have learned all of that, all in one course. The most encompassing course ever. My full brain put on a web page. Everything I know. And it'll be free. How's that? Does that deserve a like on the stream? Surely it does, right? So keep an eye out. It's already been delayed once. It was supposed to be done at the end of September, but I had 5 people beta test it and run through it and tell me what they thought about the curve. And I got some really good feedback from that. So we will do a soft launch very, 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 very soon. And I'll just announce to Discord members that it's up. I might just give them a private link. After some of them run through it, then I'll probably make some final touches and changes on things, and then we'll announce to the public. I will say it's stupid hard. If you've taken series exams, you know the phrasing of the questions. They'll use like double negatives and stuff to just try and trip you up. You kind of reread the question 2 or 3 times to really understand what it's asking. And what that really does is make sure that you actually fundamentally understand the topic. So, confusion like that doesn't throw you off. And that's similar to how like our exams are set up. The quizzes are a bit easier. I actually had the quiz questions stupid hard at first too, but then I tone those down. So that's why this thing takes so long, is I'm writing all these questions and everything, not just the material. I mean, we had already a lot of the material written, as you all know. Like almost everything I talk about at reference is on a Google Sheet doc that's public of information. So we operate with extreme transparency here at MBT. So, there's the only thing behind a paywall is the Schwab API that tracks all my trades. But all education we do has been and always is free. Yeah. I'll also be putting out some YouTube videos. I think I'm doing that tonight. I think that's what's on the itinerary. I mean, they're doing it tonight or doing it tomorrow night. For the technical, like I'm about to do, I think tonight on the agenda is to make the how to read candlesticks in price action. I'm going to make a video version of that. Because I got some feedback that the written section was kind of hard to follow. So, and because of how the LMS software works, it's kind of difficult to put that into the course. I don't even think you can, or maybe I just don't know. First time using it, but so I'm gonna make just like I'm gonna put a video link and I'm gonna post a video to YouTube and I'm gonna break all that down with some visuals. So that'll be on YouTube tonight or tomorrow. Well, by Friday. I'll probably record it tonight. I don't know if I'll put it out tonight. But and then there might be a few other ones for our strategies. I might put together a few videos as well. So, but on that one, I have a separate attachment doc, kind of like a study guide that's kind of summarizes our setups. So, and I didn't get as many complaints on that, so we'll see. We'll see if I feel like doing that, or if the Discord tells me they want it. But you got to get a Discord member to get in early. It's free to join the Discord, but you gotta cut for the league. We don't have public links because I don't like scammers and spam. So you can send me a DM if you want to, and I'll send it to you. As long as your username's not too sketch. Abe, how much have you made on Beyond Meat, man? Some of the calls on that this morning was money for you. Holy cow.
Well, yeah, the 14 calls are marking at 13 cents right now, but it's halted again to the downside.
Let's go. Nice, easy. Oh my gosh, they crushed it. The implied volatility is still insane. Like that should go to zero. It's going to go to zero. It's going to go to zero. Wow.
Going on,
and the $9 ones you sold are now at 20. What's up, Trey? I'm live on all the socials, just so you know. All right, guys.
I have a weird thing that I have a question about. I've experienced for the first time in 4 months.
Okay, wait a second. I'm live on all the socials. I don't know if you're about to say something wild, but
no. It's about stocks and stuff.
Okay.
I was gonna say, yeah, you probably should see a doctor.
No, so the bot bought some shares last night. A company called VBTX, Veritex Holdings. And it bought it last night, and then this morning I went to try to sell it, and it's saying this stock isn't active, and there's like $7,000 of investment into this company. I did some research. It said that this company has merged with another company, which technically it looks like I'd be making money from this, but it's still showing me holding that old company. Like the broker that I'm using, I don't know if it's like going to transfer over the shares or what the hell it's going to do.
It will, but there's usually they do that overnight.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what's weird.
So normally you'll wake up.
It purchased this position at like 4 p.m. yesterday. So would it be transferring tonight then?
Usually it should have, if you bought it yesterday and they did it depends. You'll have to read the deal. Go to the merger and read the deal and see when those shares are going to be effective and when they're going to do the actual uh, issuing and all that. But usually what happens when you do go through something like that,
What did the bot buy them for? Let's see that this is where the AI bot probably needs to add some extra code to it. What did it buy the shares for?
I'm looking at the message right now. Beyond SBB. Where the fuck is it? Hold on one second. What did I say it was called?
BBTX.
VBTX. Oh, so it bought this actually it bought this on Friday. They bought it on Friday before the actual merger and everything, where it had 62 times its normal trading volume. I bought it at $30.29.
So I made some money. The buyout was at $33.91, so it did make some money. Okay.
it could just. Are you sure that you're going to actually get shares of the new company? Because some of these things are paid out in like a cash settlement, basically.
I think that's what it's
And
what
so
it is.
I don't- So here's
You
the
might just
also
get a
other-
settled cash credit to your account as well, and they'll take the shares away. That's happens
Okay.
too.
Yeah. I
Oh,
think
well, here's
that's what
the
it is.
real like problem I'm facing. I think is that this account is on a paper account. So like I don't know if they handle these same like things that happen like this the same way that it would on a live broker account. The only reason I'm really curious about this is because we're about to go live like literally on Monday. So like if something like this would happen, I've like got to know what's going to be happening with it.
You would just get
You got to
paid.
read the deal. Yeah, you got to read the deal because every deal is structured differently. So sometimes you'd be issued stock in whatever the holding company that bought it is. Other times you'll be literally bought out, and you're like, for example, when Twitter went private. So like you don't get to keep your shares when Elon buys Twitter. You get
Right.
the price, and that gets credited to your account on that date when the sale goes through.
Gotcha.
I'm not sure how that works in a paper account though.
Yeah, I'm assuming that like something would have happened with that on a live account. I'm just not seeing anything happening on my paper account yet, and I don't know if it will even.
Paper account, they just keep the money.
What's making my P&L look like shit?
It's fine. The bot buying Beyond Meat was really good.
Yeah, I bought it at 72 cents.
Yeah. Oh, I guess for everyone who's like confused on what we're talking about, Trey owns an AI startup and he trained an AI bot to on my data, on all my trading data. And so it's been up and running. How long has it been up and running now? 3 months?
Yeah, almost over 4 now.
Yeah, so we've been running that, and we've launched it. We've done a beta launch in the Discord where we share everything that bot's picking out. It's making money. It's actually doing really well, but we're still like implementing it. But it's a cool project. Eventually, the goal is that you can actually talk to the bot, ask it why it's doing what it's doing, and what it sees.
Sorry.
Since it does have that AI component to it, and so it can explain its reasoning. But it's been a very fun project, and it's doing actually decently well at handling nuance. So, is it as good as me? Well, if we do it right, it'll be better.
That's right.
Yep. Right now it's a fun project, so. All right, guys, I'm probably going to end the stream here. Stuff's backtesting like we thought. You know, hopefully you got out of those SPY puts like what I said. You would have sold the low right there. So, yeah, it's CSCO. You should probably keep an eye on it because if you can get over 71 again, it should make a really nice rally. But most of this stuff kind of just got extended to the downside is just backtesting bearish EMAs. So, you know, HIMS under the lows there of the day might be a good swing. TEM was completely dead in the water. This thing not bouncing with the market, it's extremely bearish. Actually, I should probably be mindful of when this thing has earnings. Beginning of November. Okay. Well, we're breaking this major support line. I really like this short. I'd like to see a nice like gap down tomorrow. Yeah. I mean that's all I got. MU might be a short if you get a turn. If it back tests 200 and then turns back over, it could be a really good short. Don't forget about Tesla earnings after the market close. And nothing major on the headlines here. That's all I got. Y'all have a good one. I'll probably live stream again tomorrow. I'm going through and making sure I didn't miss any questions. Thanks for everyone for watching. Good amount of viewers today. Yeah, so leave a like if you like the stream. We didn't take a lot of trades today. I only called out 4 trades. All 4 trades worked though, so that's cool, right? So y'all have a good one, all right? God bless. See you guys tomorrow morning.